Okay, I know, it's still September. But you know what? I don't care. Spooky season is among us, and it's time to get in the spooky spirit. And what better way to do that than to list off some of the creepiest places in the world? Now, before I get into this, I obviously can't list every creepy place that exists, mainly because I don't know all your addresses, but also because there's just way too many to name. But I just went with some ones that I thought were pretty unique and creepy. Obviously. Alright, first up we got America's Scariest Motel, or so they say. Built in a small mining town in the middle of Nevada lies an old cemetery. And next to that cemetery lies the Clown Motel. This clown-themed motel is said to have over 2,000 clowns. And not actual people clowns, but like clown statues and toys and whatnot. This motel was built by siblings Leroy and Leona David in honor of their father who passed away, who had an obsession with clowns. Now I'm just gonna be honest, I think these guys not having a connecting McDonald's with a Ronald statue up front is a huge missed opportunity here, but whatever. But yeah, next to Pennywise's house, they have a cemetery. Isn't that just awesome? And this cemetery holds about 300 deceased people, including victims of the Tonopah Plague that passed through Tonopah in the early 1900s, killing plenty of people, and the victims of the Belmont Mine Fire, a deadly fire that broke out in the mines. But yeah, a completely clown-themed motel next to a cemetery in an old, basically abandoned mining town. If this isn't Scream Vacation Paradise, I don't know what does. Oh yeah, and all the rooms have clowns and other scary shit plastered all over the walls. And honestly, between you and me, I think they could use a color palette upgrade. Kinda looks like shit. And of course, many people say the place is haunted, with guests reporting their doors being knocked on, their stuff being stolen or moved around, seeing the clown statues move, or even seeing a 7-foot clown standing at the foot of their beds. Wow. The more I read about this place, the more I feel the need to pack my bags and book a flight, because this just screams peace and tranquility. I mean, who doesn't love clowns? And cemeteries? And miners. Okay, whoa. That last part wasn't meant like that. Oh, come on, guys. Seriously, you know what I meant. Like mining miners. And speaking of... Okay, you know what? Let me not segue with that. But next on our list, we got the meeting grounds of Chucky, Sloppy, Annabelle, and many others alike. On the island of Dead Dolls in Mexico. Our story here follows the life of Don Julian. Oh, my bad. That's Don Julian. A man who left his wife and kids to go live secluded on an island. The legend is that one day Don was walking along the canals of the island when he found the body of a dead girl floating through the water. The next day, or sometime soon after, he found a floating doll in the canals, which he assumed belonged to the girl. After this, Don began to hear voices and be disturbed by what he believed were evil spirits. And so to ward off the evil spirits, he hung up a doll on the tree. But he didn't stop there. Don Julian would go on to collect dolls from the trash and the canals and hang them up around the island for the next 50 years. And on top of that, in 2001, when Don passed away, his body was found drowned in the canals of the island, in the same spot he claimed he found the dead girl. First of all, I take back what I said about the last place. Now, this one is definitely giving me great tourist resort to vacation out with family and friends kind of vibe. Come down to the beautiful island beaches of Island of Dead Dolls, Mexico, and enjoy our wide array of beverages and other refreshments before laying down to rest in our half-a-star musty abandoned doll cabin. Spend the day frolicking along Trash Pile Beach, and for you single people out there, don't you worry, because this is just a spot for you, with hunks and beauties alike. Our island has it all, so what are you waiting for? Pack up your kid's favorite doll for sacrifice and come on down to Islands of Dead Doll, Mexico and get your vacation on today. Your experience may vary. But yeah, this place is pretty creepy. Just like our next entry, Nagaro Village in Japan. Also known as Nagaro Valley or Scarecrow Village, this village in Japan is a nearly completely abandoned village that has a higher population of life-size dolls than it has people. Back in 2002, a woman named Sakumi Ayano came back to her hometown of Nagaro and was sad to see the dwindling population. So, she took matters into her own hands. And not by running around the village and getting sledded out by rice farmers, no. She decided to repopulate the town with life-size dolls. As of 2019, the population in Nagaro Village is all the way down to 27 people, with the human doll population being over 350. So Kimi made a lot of dolls modeled after people she knew that used to live there, or just random made-up people. Even the old abandoned school has classrooms with doll students and teachers. Yeah, now Nagaro Village is way out of the way for most people to run into without purposely going there, and it's said to be haunted. Now, I hate to be the one to say this, but I know a lot of you freaks would have a field day in this village. I mean, a bunch of free roam life-size dolls around some of you would be a recipe for public indecency. Okay, nah, but for real, these dolls are creepy as fuck, bro. People pull up to Nagaro Village, seeing what looks like a lively, bustling village, only to get close up and see this. So yeah, there's definitely creepier things in Japan than hentai and tentacle fun time. Now, I tried looking into any haunting stories in Nagaro, and I haven't been able to find much of anything, but there was a post by Reddit user George_Bakaris that was honestly a pretty sick read, so if any of you guys like reading in 2024, it's a short creepypasta story thing, and honestly, it would make for a sick-ass movie. But yeah, I'll link that story in the description, because if I read it here, that would be like a whole video on its own, but it's not too long. It took me like less than 10 minutes to read it, so enjoy. But yeah, that brings us to our next entry, the Catacombs. Now, this is probably the most popular entry, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of the Catacombs before, but if you haven't, the Paris Catacombs are an insanely large and complex series of underground tunnels located directly under the city of Paris, and were used as an underground graveyard holding millions of corpses, as they were running out of space for graves. Now, if you haven't seen the 2014 horror movie As Above, So Below, and you like horror movies, or you just want to see a movie related to the Catacombs, go watch it. Honestly, it's one of my favorite horror movies, and a lot of the movie was actually filmed in the Catacombs. So there's that. But yeah, the Catacombs are creepy as hell. Just dark tunnel after dark tunnel filled to the brim with human bones. Yeah, you heard me. Human bones. I mean, it's an underground graveyard. What the fuck did you expect to be down here? Baguettes and croissants? Well, shit, actually, that's not the worst business idea. But anyways, yeah, it's filled with human bones. everywhere. Honestly, the only place that probably has more bones in the catacombs is the boxes of chicken bones under Queso's bed. But yeah, the tight space in the catacombs alone is enough to take out anyone with claustrophobia. I don't think I'm claustrophobic, but maybe I am a little bit, or maybe that's just normal, I don't know. But I mean, being confined to these dark, musty tunnels that go twisting for miles under the city, where not only can you easily get lost the further you go in, but you can also get stuck there, or possibly even run into some freaky weirdos. I mean, that's just kind of creepy, especially in the spaces where you gotta like inch your way through on your stomach. I just couldn't do it. I've experienced sleep paralysis a plethora of times, and I'ma just say the feeling of not being able to move your body while being completely conscious of it is not fun. It's like the iCarly episode where they lose the baby chickens and Spencer gets stuck in the vent, except it's musty and dark and cold under the streets of Paris and surrounded by human bones. But that brings us to our last entry on the list. Now for our last entry, I wanted to end it with a house. I mean, haunted house is probably the most common pairing of words when talking about hauntings or things like that. So for our last entry, we end off in the good old US of A, in the small town of Villisca, Iowa, in the year 1912, to the home of the Moores, now known as the Villisca Axe Murder House. In this creepy, eerie little home, the entire Moore family, along with two of their daughter's friends, were all murdered in their sleep by an axe. The killer was never caught, though it is believed by many that the murders were committed by German serial killer Paul Mueller, who killed anywhere from 40 to 100 people during this time frame in both America and Germany. And most people think it was him because, well, everything he did was the same. I won't go into too much details because it's pretty fucking nasty, and I don't think YouTube is going to enjoy that much either. But I will say he had a habit of killing entire families in their homes during the night, all in small towns with low police presence, located a short distance from train routes he could hop on, and he would usually pick homes with barns on the property to stalk the families before... well, you know. Now, before choosing this last entry, I was going through different haunted houses that seemed pretty accepted as haunted, but having somewhere with confirmed murders, especially this gruesome, is a lot more creepy than just a haunted house in my opinion. A lot of people report to come to this house and feel sick and nauseous, which honestly is probably a lot to do with just knowing what happened here, but I mean, fair enough, it was pretty fucking nasty. I mean, this dude would commit these heinous acts and then pleasure himself with a strip of bacon. Bacon, bro. Talk about grand slam. With 2 extra strips of bacon. Okay, no, that's not cool. That shit was disgusting. But lately, I've just been thinking about the poison that is Denny's ever since my last video. And I don't know why, but something about Denny's occasionally draws me in no matter how bad my stomach hurts afterwards. But yeah, these are some of the creepiest places on earth. Let me know some of the creepiest places you guys know of in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's spooky season, which is my favorite time of year, so I want to focus on dropping some spooky content. I'm going to try and get as many of these videos out as I can, but I'm on a pretty strenuous time crunch, so y'all bear with me. And I also got a Halloween special planned that I'm pretty excited for. I mean, not the editing part, but the video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Yeah.